said fuck Xbox, fuck all these Xbox, fuck every Xbox their channel. Won't give a damn. It's PlayStation for life. You don't get it? Let's get it. Let's do this. Let's do this, my ponies. Let's go to war. What? Say what? Yeah. I say I double dip on The Last of Us. Woo. Yeah, I double dip on the director's cut. Woo. Double dip on every damn release. Damn right. Yeah, Jim Ryan is my motherfucking boss. The boss. Yo, and we don't care about no layoffs. Yeah, all the shine gonna keep it on the low. Shh. We be sucking on every damn toe. Yum. Because Sony PlayStation gets the love. Yeah, so all hell Sony, we be your ponies. You can take my wife, you can take my money. I'm obsessed with the God of War. Yeah, all my ponies ready to go to war. Blue PlayStation high, all over my head. Pentimetal PS5, 120 FPS. Blue team is the set, throw it up. I never had sex, I only care about sales. I said what I said. Woo! Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. The love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. The love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Yeah. I see you Xbox. I see you playing on Game Pass for free. Nah, man, we don't do that over here. We pay $70 a game. Yeah, you Xbox be broke. You so stupid, so goofy. Fuck you, Demo Flow. Fuck you. Like and subscribe. Yeah, if you wanna see me more on Demo Flow Gaming channel. Fuck this dude, I'ma pop in the shot every time. Yeah, but I'm here to show my pony love. And you with it? Say what? Yo! I'm sorry. Let's try that again. Yo, welcome back to another edition of the Demo Flow Gaming Show, where I share my passion for gaming and keep you informed of everything that's going on with gaming in general. All platforms, whether you play it on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, even you still got Luna, whatever, man, we got you. So you already know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Without further ado, let's get going because goddamn it, it's happy Friday time. And I'm here with the homie, man, the man with the plan. Power Boss is in the house with me. How's it going, Power Boss? How you doing?
Absolutely great as always. How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. Hey, I hope y'all had a great week. I don't know if you know this, but I bought a PlayStation 5 Pro, right? And look, listen, hey, Twitter went insane with it. They went crazy so quick before getting into the show. I want to get into it because everybody was like congratulating me and shit, and they didn't even pay attention to the date. They actually thought that I bought a PlayStation 5 Pro, dude. And bro, it was insane. Let me show you real quick because oh shit. I was just laughing. I didn't post anything for the rest of the day. I just posted I bought a PlayStation 5 Pro. Hey, you should have seen people in the comments, man. I'm gonna show you. Hold on, let me find it real quick. So I hope y'all having a great Friday, man. Enjoy, your gaming. Because I mean, in between all the bad stuff, there's always some, fun to be had. But check it out. I did it right here. Hold up, God damn it. This one. All right. So here's what I posted. Welcome to the family. I just copy and paste some random picture on Google. And look, people went crazy on Twitter. Shout out to Joe Grizzly. He said, now you can put that PC away and witness real next-gen gaming. I know he was trolling. He knew I was trolling. Brian B. Live say, welcome. Added you and made you a video, bro. The PlayStation community is really welcoming. They even made me an AI video. And I'm like, I appreciate the love. Some people actually got the joke because of the date, April Fools. April 1st, you're not supposed to believe anything that you hear or people say or nothing is all about like, making jokes and pranking your family members and stuff.
But yeah, Demo, we also had some actual news that came out of April Fools, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that because I didn't actually believe nothing. I looked up from Twitter. I posted this shit, and it was like almost like I had left the claimer, at the door and left, like fire and forget. That's exactly what I did. Iraq's here in the building as well. He said, "Look, great. Now you can throw that PC away. Let me DM you my address so you can ship it to me for proper disposal. Don't worry, I'll pay for the shipping." And I'm like, still trolling on my way to the UPS fam, and again, another random Google picture that I found. Somebody say mine just got hit already. Listen, I'm extremely happy for people who got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people look this dude. PC gaming is there. He been on my page for a long time. Every time that I post something, he's like, I don't even know why he has that name because PC gaming is definitely thriving. And every time I go to Micro Center, I see people living with PC bars with pre-bills and whatnot. He said like, wait, return it and get a PC. Like he got it with the meme.
Dark.
Yeah. Somebody say I'm not buying one. This is clearly April Fools. You're not that smart. Somebody trying to cook me. And somebody say I hope this is a joke. Performative paperweight. Somebody said that, and with the spawn is like pro for the price of two slim deal of a lifestyle. Somebody posted this April Fools, and bro, I was just laughing the whole day looking at the comments. That it's kind of funny because they were so welcoming. And to my surprise, dude, even people who have me blocked unblocked me. Shout out to JTech TV. He had me blocked for a long time. I don't even know why, because I didn't even mention it that much. But he blocked me. And everybody, all the ponies, when they saw me that I bought a PlayStation 5 Pro, they started like retweeting my shit. Like as if, you know what I'm saying? And it was like so much fun to see the people who in the past had hated on me for some reason. They didn't like what I said, even blocked me without having zero interaction with each other, decided to unblock me and share my tweet as maybe a gotcha moment. But I don't understand Pablos. I thought that was extremely funny. I had so much fun and that one day just because I promise you, I didn't even look at Twitter. I was just like looking at my notifications, but I didn't look at anything because I knew a lot of bullshit was gonna come out and a lot of fake news, and I honestly didn't want to like waste my time. I have money,
and they fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. I mean, like, and it's all part of the fun that we have with gaming. But look, let me tell you right here, right now, before y'all get upset, there is really nothing wrong with buying a PlayStation 5 Pro, even if it is super expensive. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the minute that you get something that you like and it's expensive, you're going to go for it. Even if people tell you that's super expensive. Well, I want to have it. I have the money. Why not? Now, the reality is there are other options, right? So you really don't have to make such a drastic decision. But then again, we do what we do to play the games that we like. So I mean, for the PlayStation fans, if they want a little bit of a whatever better, visual fidelity, maybe they go with the Pro. I mean, the PlayStation 5 fat is kind of cooked, so I understand PSSR is getting better and better. And all the other upscaling modes are getting better and better. And that is, and we had this conversation behind the scene, Power Boss, how DLSS 5 and everything is like sort of like modifying or making gaming evolve in ways that we didn't expect it and don't necessarily agree with, right? But here, that's what we're doing right now. Upscaling. Matter of fact, Sony PlayStation traded two studios for, an upscaling studio or AI studio, machine learning. We're gonna get into those news, but first, let me address the chat, man. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for the support and for coming. And happy Friday, man. I hope y'all having a great one with the family.
Welcome on in, everybody.
Yep. I hope y'all doing great, man. We got Miguel Diaz in the house saying, let's go. He was the first one here saying, Good Friday, Salty Friday. Indeed, man. We got Scene Sears in the house. Howdy, folks, and fellow great beer hookers. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, man. My guy. Billing us in the building saying PlayStation is trash. Oh, my God. We already started with the slander. Love BB Money 801 with the laugh out loud. Who is this pony? We got Erex in the house as well. What's up, Joe? Let's go. Shout out to Demo and Pablo. Thank you so much, man. What's up, everybody? Dr. Scott's in the building. I was about to close this tab. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Hey, by the way, I gained a bunch of followers just by posting that random picture on Twitter. Like, bro, PlayStation dudes, they show up, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure even Subitek liked my shit before he had, like, a couple of things to say about me or whatever. But he even liked my tweet. I'm like, bro, like, these guys are like, I'm surprised I didn't end it in one of those like Nibs tweets that that they copies and paste everybody's picture who bought a PlayStation 5 Pro and posted like I said, hey, PlayStation 5 Pro is doing great. But we got Erex in the house as well saying, I'm still waiting for the jump PC in the middle demo. Glad you don't need it anymore. Now that you have the Pro, hell no, bro. I'm not gonna sell my PC. Hell no, I love this shit. Awesome April's Fools. The gaming Twitter tribalism is so funny. It is, bro. Like, if I have something negative to say about PlayStation, they hate me. They don't follow me. They block me. But when I, copy and paste the picture, everybody believes it blindly, and they accept me as one of their own, retweet, like, and follow. And it's just like, bro, like, you can like and follow somebody, not necessarily because of what they say, but because they speaking the truth. But it looks like the truth is something that they don't like too much, right? We got Lycos 45 in the house as well, man. How's it going? Jules in the building. Oh my God, everybody good. Oh, wait for Nib. Yeah, he probably gonna like tag me on one of the things saying that, and then I don't know, bro. It's insane. But yeah, man, thank you for coming through. Let's get into the show. We got a lot of fun news to get into. By the way, I've been playing a lot of Crimson Desert. This game literally got me like, I haven't played nothing else since the game dropped. I try to alternate and play some other games that I was playing before I picked this up, like The Division and Ghost Recon. I was really, really, really having fun with those. But this game is so vast and interesting, and the world's so well crafted that you can just like, stop playing. It doesn't hold your hand. You have to figure out a lot of shit on your own. It could be frustrating at times, but I mean, other than that, I've been having a blast and getting killed left to right because it's brutal. Shout out to Bold Alpha Wolf. He showed up. Thank you for coming through. How's it going, man?
I'm looking forward to getting into Crimson Desert as soon as I get my PC back.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Like, look, and here's the funny thing. I'm playing with everything on Ultra right now. Everything Ultra, ray tracing, ray generation on, all of that. And without frame generation, I'm getting, 80 FPS, something like that. Like if I turn off something like the ray generation thing, it goes up to like 130 or whatever. He definitely runs better. But I kind of want to play with that because the lighting in the game is so amazing. So I was like, why don't I give a shot to frame generation and see where it's at? Because I remember trying frame generation about a year ago when Assassin's Creed Shadows dropped, and I kind of wanted to like see what the technology was like, right? So I tried it out, and it was ass, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I had a mod latency. It was kind of playable at times that it wasn't there, but for this game, it's definitely way better.
and it's running pretty smooth, and I can get whatever frames I want. I feel like the delay that I'm getting here and the latency is similar to the latency that I get on the Xbox. So I think it's like 28, 25 ms, 30 ms, something like that. So it's not that as terrible as people make it out to be, especially for a single player game. But I could see myself actually turning it off for some boss fights, because you really need that latency to be able to dodge and parry and block their attacks, because they're like, look at this boss was insane. Like I try to fight this boss, and yeah, he totally cooked me at the beginning. The trick is that you have to kill a bunch of enemies and try to get a drop of a mask that protects you from the gas and when around the area. And when you get that mask, it's so much easier and faster to kill him, because you don't get constantly damaged by the toxic gas. So other than that, frame generation, I've been messing around with it. Not a bad experience in this game, at least. So I could see the technology getting better and improving. I haven't tried the new one because they did drop the new update for it. So I need to try it out with the new DLSS patch or whatever. I haven't really been able to play that much this week, and I think the patch dropped. I think it was yesterday, where they dropped the patch for DLSS.
Earlier this week, yeah.
Earlier this week, right? I haven't tried it. But yeah, man, amazing game. Totally recommend it. I've been having a lot of fun. Super cinematic, super cool. A lot of people are thinking that this might be like the next Skyrim, one of those games that you can mod forever. So yeah, totally enjoying it, man. But yeah, man, let's get into the news. Let me know down there in the comments what games are you playing, though, and let's talk about it as well. So first and foremost, the PlayStation 5 Pro and the PlayStation console price increase, right? That was something that we seen earlier in the week that happened. Look, a lot of people came forward trying to defend Sony PlayStation, trying to justify the price increase. And I said the same thing when they did it with Game Pass, where they increased the price, and they were coming out saying, listen, Game Pass is profitable, but you increase the price of the subscription. The same thing is going on with Sony PlayStation. Supposedly everything is going great over there. About to hit 100 million console sales, dude, and they'll still increase the price of the consoles and the subscription service as well a couple of times this generation. So I mean, I got no words to describe how greedy all these corporations are. And I've been telling you a long time, don't worry about how they make the money. Worry about how you can save yours and play more, which is why I love Game Pass. Even though it's a little expensive, I still think that it offers value. But at the same time, you got to be more careful about how you handle your subscription. There might be a month that you don't like the games that is coming out. Which is not the case for this one, because they have plenty of good games this month. Amazing. I actually downloaded like a Dragon. What is it, like Wolf? What is it? Can you tell me? Power Boss. The name of the
Yakuza.
The Yakuza game. The one. Yeah, that one. I downloaded. I haven't been able to play it, dude, due to being so into Crimson Desert. So in a month like this, honestly, Game Pass doesn't make sense for me, because all I've been playing is Crimson Desert. But at the same time, I keep my subscription.
Funny, Devo.
Yeah,
you're talking about all this with the console sales and how it's not enough for PlayStation, and how we're talking about them putting games on PC and this, that, and the other. Well, then you have to look at the statement that Nintendo just put out from the creator of Mario.
Oh, I haven't.
Switch 2 isn't even enough to reach all the players.
Holy shit. Damn. Well, what I'm trying to say is, like, you might have months in which it's going to make sense to keep Game Pass, months in which, it wouldn't make sense. And I didn't like the price increase. However, I can see still value in Game Pass month to month, not all the time anymore, but month to month. I think it's still valuable. On the other hand, we also got PC Game Pass. You don't really have to, PC get Ultimate. So PC Game Pass is $16. It makes more sense. actually better value. But the PlayStation as a brand, right, Sony, they super powerful, super popular. They're selling consoles left to right, and they still got the nerve to increase the price of the consoles. And the PlayStation 5 Pro is about $1,000 now. That's without the freaking things that you need to get for it, like the stand and all the accessories. So it is kind of ridiculous, right? And a lot of people like to compare the ROG Ally, right, to the PlayStation 5 Pro. They tell you PlayStation 5 Pro has better visual quality, all of that, which is true. The PlayStation 5 Pro might be more powerful than the handle, but can you take it with you? Right? Like it's different. With the handheld, you are actually having access to more stores, and you also have the ability to take it whatever you want. You can plug it in, you can mod it, you can do whatever the hell you want to the handheld. You got, it's a different type of device. If we can compare it to a phone, phones like the iPhone usually go for over $1,000 or more, right? Just like the Galaxy, etc. And this is more powerful than that. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I feel like these companies are getting greedy by the day, more greedy. And I do believe that console sales are not enough. And I think the real money still is in the games and in how much money you can make off of games. So how do you feel about these power balls? Do you feel like the PlayStation 5 Pro still offers value? Because before it was expensive, right? But I mean, $700 is not the same as $1,000, right? This is like a huge price increase, and then on top of that, in PlayStation, you have to really buy the games. They have the dynamic pricing now, and they have
When you look at
that's
it, it's like, okay, we called out that Xbox raising the price of Game Pass up to $30 was a bit of a sticker shot. Nobody liked it. We all thought it was going to be no more than $5, and the fact that it went up by 10, that was just astronomical. So it's still the best value in gaming. It's just not as worth it, especially for some people, as it was before. This is PlayStation is turning the gaming hobby into a luxury instead of a hobby, and being so much. If you got it, great, good, enjoy it. But at the same time, they got to have games, and they just don't. At least not their first party. They're always been a third party box. They've always been carried by third party. But even developers like Crimson Desert are saying no to exclusivity anymore. So PlayStation has nothing. They don't have anything. They're talking about the next 3 games that are coming out that we know of. And there's a rumored 4 and 5, but nothing's confirmed on those fronts. And the games are looking very mid. I mean, I hope Returnal 2.0 and Sorrows does good. It's the only game that even looks remotely interesting coming out from PlayStation. Intergalactic is in development hell, from last we heard. And then Wolverine just looks like Spider-Man 2 reskinned as Wolverine. And it doesn't look that impressive at all. And PC can already play the pre-alpha build of it, and it doesn't look that impressive at all.
Yeah. Well, about Saros, supposedly it looks like it was gonna be game of the year. I cannot see Saros competing like against a game like Crimson Desert at all, or Resident Evil.
I have no problem saying that Saros might be, a mid to great game, or it's enjoyable to play like Returnal is or was. But at the same time, when you look at it compared to other games, it is not Game of the Year material compared to Resident Evil 9, compared to Crimson Desert. I mean, Palworld is going to be getting its 1.0 release this year. Sometime in the next coming months. We got Subnautica 2, Fable. There's so many games.
Forza, there's so many games that are coming out this year that are crazy.
So at the same time, Saros may be a decent game, a good game, playable, enjoyable,
critically acclaimed as well. Might be critically acclaimed,
but it is nowhere near Game of the Year material.
Yeah, I can see that happening, because look at games like Hades. Hades 2 was amazing, and it didn't get no Game of the Year. I know he had a tough year, but look at Hades too. Think about it. Like roguelike, it is not a very popular genre that is gonna get a lot of traction. Like games like like big RPGs like Crimson Desert, and even Pragmata is coming out. We also have the what is it like this other game by PlayStation as well that looks even better than Saddles, and it's a Chinese game. What is it like? Uh damn, the one with the crazy sword fighting.
Oh, Phantom Blade Zero.
Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero looks even better than Saddles. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely it does.
not gonna lie. Um, look,
But
honestly,
again,
I'm
that's not
hoping.
theirs.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Grand Marquis can deliver with Saddles, because if they don't, I mean, it's good. It's gonna be cooked. By the way, Bungie might be cooked. I've been enjoying Marathon. I've been saying it here, you guys, that I've been enjoying Marathon, but it's not a game that I can pick up and play by myself. The solo experience sucks. I don't care what anybody said. My brother-in-law was getting into the fight with me, like, "Oh, you hate solos because I don't want to play a game that everybody's hiding, dude." and I don't want to play. That's not fun to me. I might be fun to you, but I promise you, it's not that fun to many, many people, because a lot of people are not playing Marathon like we thought they will.
Now, see, Jules makes up a good point, because we have Omnimusha Way of the Sword, a new entry into the franchise, on an established franchise that is a PlayStation staple game. Aside from that,
and I don't know,
coming out soon, and
I don't know,
as good as Phantom Blade Zero.
Listen, I don't know. I don't like Souls games, but the latest showing that Mortal Shell had, it looked amazing. I don't know if you've seen that, Power Boss, the Mortal Shell 2 trailer. Let me see if I can find it.
No, I think I missed that one.
And Souls, like, how they have a lot of fans and a lot of people who like really, really, really go out there and support these games. So I'm looking at Mortal Shell 2 like, wow, these people are really going to enjoy this. Let me stop the gameplay here real quick, and I'm gonna show you a Mortal Shell 2 trailer. And I think this is coming this year. I'm not sure, but I don't like Souls. Like, everybody knows that shit. But it looks super interesting. I'm not gonna do the audio for copyright things, but while we talk about it, man, there's so many great games coming out this week. I mean, come on, Gears of War is coming, E-Day. We got Forza, that is a force to be reckoned with. No pun intended. We got Fable, that looks incredible as well. But now all these developers, after seeing what Crimson Desert does and how open the game is and how much freedom it gives you, I think everybody's on their toes right now, because the amount of shit you can do in Crimson Desert is insane. So, I mean, Fable, I know they're going to be having their own sauce and stuff, but they better be like on their toes and putting in work, trying to add shit to do in the game. Because, I mean, this game could literally like make any game feel like a midget next to it. Of like, how immersive, immense, and great it is. It's insane. It really surprised the fuck out of me. I knew it was going to be cool. Yeah, but I didn't think it was going to be this cool. You know what I mean? On this level, cool. Bro, this game looks incredible. Mortal Shell 2, a lot of hype going on. And I could see a lot of people from the Souls genre really digging this one. Look at this shit. Look at the graphics. Look, this thing looks insane. And look at the animations. They improved so much. I played the first Mortal Shell. It was on Game Pass, and I thought it was ass. I played it. I literally couldn't even go through the first area. Like, I was going through people. It wasn't like I wasn't beating them. It was just like so slow. So kind of boring, like, but in here you get everything. You get stealth. The guy, has like his own weapons. He has finishing moves. Like, he's super gory and brutal, and it totally looks like a actual current generation game, right? If you look at it, it looks impressive.
Yeah,
so,
I'm actually digging what this looks like. I've seen the first Mortal Shell. I don't know if I've ever played it, But yeah, definitely everything that this one seems to be doing is definitely taking it to the next level. Because I remember the first one.
Yeah, it was mid. The first one was mid. I mean,
It had
maybe
good
Souls
points.
like people loved it, but I don't like that type of game. But this one looks
Same.
incredible, dude. I don't know. I might even be probably try it out or something. I don't know. Look at this shit. You know, looks brutal. Pretty amazing, man. So yeah, I mean, you got to really think about like going back to the conversation of the increase of the price of PlayStation. And I don't know if you see now that how RAM is going down in price because of the AI bubble sort of burst. So they're not like investing in AI as much, or I don't know what's going on with the RAM, but it's going down in price. I went to Micro Center the other day and I was able to find like 32 gigabytes for like $400, and that's pretty
Wow,
good.
that's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, I think it was like 430 something that and I was able to see. I think it's the same ones that I have. Um, boy, now when you're looking for
Not gonna
like
lie, I might
60,
come down to you for the Micro Center.
yeah, Mike, bro, like whenever you come down here to Miami, let me know. I'll take you to the Micro Center and we go shopping, bro. Like it's amazing, and the people over there are super cool. I'm actually thinking about going over there and do like a little blog for you guys, so you guys can see the store because it's like Disneyland for gamers. You know, you find everything from racing gigs to mouse,
Correction,
keyboards,
Disneyland
controllers.
for PC gamers.
Well, for all type of gamers, because you can get your monitors, you can get your headsets, you can get your controllers. You know what I'm saying? Like they have for
Okay,
you
okay,
can even
fair
get
enough.
like retro consoles, like little handhelds that bring a bunch of retro games. I'm trying to pick one of those up. Different controllers, and it's just like things for the setup. Like little lights and little things that you can put in your setup, like mouse mat and like everything you can think of, like everything for streaming, everything like from mics to headsets to like it's just like a beautiful place, dude. And not only that, when you exit, they have like a Funko Pop collection thing that you can pick up your Funko Pops. They got like all these like little extra things for gaming, like cables and shit. Like I don't know, bro. It's just like a dope, So man, looking at this motor show, it looks incredible. I know, like this is gonna be probably one of those games that people are gonna like really enjoy. I'm not sure about game of the year, but this is gonna be definitely a popular game when it comes out amongst the that Souls community. Other than that, man, yeah, PlayStation price increase, kind of insane, especially because how far we are into the generation. However, Xbox did it too, but low key, Xbox had like a discount thing going on now. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they had like the just for you thing
Oh
for
yeah, okay,
people
I
who
did
are
see
on the
that. I did see
Xbox
that.
One. And if you were if you were upgrading from the Xbox One, they give you like a nice discount on the Series S or X. You know, and listen, I don't know if you've seen the news about the PlayStation handheld. That was
I saw something about it,
yeah, but that was
but
on
my information was also coming from a
April.
random post of Tripster.
Yeah, April's Fool type shit. So they were saying that the next PlayStation handheld was gonna be stronger than the Series S. That was what was going on around. I don't know. I don't know how true is this, but it could perfectly be because I mean, if you think about it, the Nintendo Switch might even have a little bit of an edge over the Series S. I think. Not so sure about it because I don't really, compare those too much. But
The only thing that the Switch 2 has over the Series S is that it has the ability, when docked, to be up to 4K output, but so far nothing that they've put out on the Switch 2 is 4K. I mean, they still don't have Elden Ring, the Tarnished Edition.
right,
Borderlands 4 isn't there yet. Everything's getting delayed, skipped, or
facts.
everything on the Switch 2 is lower graphics and quality, frame drops. It's just ridiculous. I'm glad Switch 2 is getting support finally
Yeah,
from third parties, but at the same time, most of what they're getting isn't worth it because it's already out everywhere else.
Yeah.
Now, if Switch 2 is your main platform, you don't have a PC, you don't have an Xbox, you don't have a PlayStation, great, good. More people get to play the game. So fine, more games for the gamers. I've always said that. But at the same time, just like Starfield in like 4 days coming to the PlayStation 5, it's going to be the worst place to play it. Sure, the graphics are not going to look any better than Xbox Series X. It's going to be, still far less than what the PC can do, but it's going to be the worst place because it doesn't have the mod support. So things that are broken in the game, things that you want to improve in the game, because it's not going to magically make the loading screens completely disappear. Sure, they're revamping it so that maybe you can do less loading screens, but the core fundamentals of the game are not going to change. It is not going to say, oh, now it's all of a sudden such a Cyberpunk 2.0 moment that now the game is good. No, it's the same game. It's got new features. It's getting new updates and things that are improved, but it's still the same game. When you play on Xbox, when you play on PC for Starfield, that game alone, there's an entire team out there that are building Star Wars mods. It put the entire planet of Tatooine in there. And it's a completely new planet. It's not a predestined planet that was already in the game previously. This is completely brand new, built from the ground up kind of thing. Yeah. And PlayStation can't get that because they don't allow downloading external sources for any mods that they do have. The only thing that they're going to get are the actual Creation Kit official mods, and that can be somewhere in the round $3,000 worth.
Yeah. Man, talking about Starfield, I don't know if you know this, but they number one on PlayStation. On the PlayStation Store.
Yeah. The premium version is number one, and the regular version is what, 3 or 4?
That's insane, bro.
It's just completely, it's almost like Starfield was never a bad game to begin with. They just hated it because it wasn't on PlayStation.
Facts. Listen, Starfield was amazing, bro. Starfield is one of those games that you play and gives you that sense of discovery that is hard to match. You only get that shit in games like Fallout.
Hey, Demo, guess who we got here?
Ooh, look at here. Look who showed up. Yo, Designers in the house. What's going on, man? How you doing? Good to have you, bro.
I slept. I worked a fucking 20-hour shift yesterday. I was tired.
Oh shit. Yeah, I feel you, man. But how you doing?
What shout out to our bud Archangel Nexus in the chat.
3 Salt videos.
Woo! Okay, go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and check it out.
That's what we're doing this weekend. I wanna put my head through a wall. Yay!
Woo! And shout out to the Archangel Nexus, man. When you coming back to hang out with us for a little bit, man. Salute to you, man. I hope all is well. God bless you and your family, man. Shout out to the homie, dog. Really miss him here, dude. I don't know if you know this. You probably know, but the PlayStation 5 Pro and the regular PlayStation price increase.
Yeah, they're going up. One's almost $1,000, which is just fucking why.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I can already, like I've showed people, you can build a PC for $685, and it outperformed the Pro when it first came out.
Yeah. And the funny thing about I love watching the Digital Foundry things when they compare PC to to console. They usually do the shit at 4K on the PC when the consoles we know goddamn well that they don't get to 4K. None of them. They all scale from like 1080p or some shit. But bro, like when you play on the PC and you play in a 1440p and you were doing 240 FPS in your games, there is really not comparison, bro. Like you have to see it in real person, bro. Like a lot of people, and not only it's not only how it looks, it's how it feels. It's just like instant. Everything is, it's just like it's it, bro. What do you want me to tell you?
Speaking of Crimson Desert and 4K, did you know that Crimson Desert actually supports on PS5 Pro quality mode 4K native output,
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
but it's locked to 30 FPS.
Oh well. Yeah, I mean, I thought 30 FPS was outdated. If you're playing games at 30 FPS, you're not playing nothing. That's all I'm saying.
There is
But
no game on the PlayStation 5, I think, outside of Gran Turismo 7 that is native 4K in quality mode at 60 FPS.
holy shit.
Gran
But
Turismo is not native 4K. The only game that's native 4K is a fucking block game.
No. That's 8K. I'm talking
Or
4K.
my bad. Yeah,
yeah,
my bad. 8K.
he's talking
4K.
about the escapists, right? Is that
Hey, they have 8K on the box, damn it.
Tourist.
I'm just tired as shit. I just woke up. So give me a sec.
Yeah, man. They like imagine having like one game that reached to 8K and that's what you put on the box. Like, PlayStation got no shame, bro. No shame. But other than that, man, not only that, bro, they've been doing a lot of dirt. I don't know if you know about this, but they closed Blue Point Studios. And who else they closed? They closed another small studio that they had. And instead they acquired.
Outlaw.
Yeah. What? Say that again. The name I always forget.
Outlaw.
Outlaw.
I can't believe they closed.
Right. They
Point
closed
two,
two
maybe.
studios. We thought, well, PlayStation is broke. No, I mean, sort of. They
Creatively.
are investing in more upscaling. So they traded two gaming studios for one studio of upscaling. This is like I don't know, broke people decision. Just want to call it that. And this is who they acquired, dude. Let me go ahead and show you guys really quick because I got a bunch of bookmarks. And let me show you who they acquire.
Here's the shit that irks me about the Blue Point being closing, and I don't think I've said it. Undeniable that they make some really damn good remasters. Undeniable.
Check
Am
it
I
out.
wrong?
Yep.
No,
Yep.
you're absolutely right.
You're right. But here it is, Hasadori Gaming, Dragon of Gojima. Shout out to him. He posted this. Sony acquires Cinemersive Labs. Founded in 2022, Cinemersive Lab brings together a specialized team with deep expertise in computer vision and machine learning. In case you guys don't know this, machine learning is nothing but, AI. A subset of AI. So they are trying to basically here improve the pizza. That I can see nothing else from this acquisition. I don't think it's a bad one because a lot of Sony PlayStation fans and people who don't really know that much about gaming are buying into a pizza because it does make the games look better. Now, is it like a game-changing thing? And it still ages behind DLSS, right? DLSS now has their own controversy, but what they're doing at the moment is actually getting better. I was just telling Power Boss before you showed up, Desire, that I've been playing Crimson Desert with frame generation, and the latency is similar to what I'm getting on the actual Xbox. It feels sort of like the same. If I was playing the big TV, I know how the feeling. It doesn't feel as instant as when I turn it off, but it feels like sort of like when you're playing on the console. So what I'm saying is like these technologies are gonna get better. The PC will get better. I mean, and this is just an acquisition for PC improvement. Now, me personally, I wouldn't trade two developer or development studios that make games when I'm in a situation that I have literally no games and continue to invest in AI instead. I wouldn't. That's a move that I wouldn't do. Okay. I don't know how you guys feel. Do you really think like this is a good move for PlayStation? Go for it, guys. Like, where we want to jump in first?
I mean, I don't like AI at all, but I just saw something that IGN just posted, and honestly, best news you could ever fucking make for me as a fan of the game.
Right. What is it?
State of Decay 3 alpha playtest announcement.
No fucking way.
We've been waiting
Yeah.
for that for a while.
I have been waiting for that since it got announced. I
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
love State of Decay.
Nah, State of Decay
Absolutely.
is fire. The two, bro, oof, bro, I got lost in that fucking game. Holy crap. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. But that's a game, dude.
When it comes to AI, it has its uses. It's only as good as the people who put in the prompts to do what you want the AI to do. It's not
Mhm.
better or worse. My thing is when it came out with the PSSR technology, it's great for those people who want the upscaling, and it's great for people who use it. But at the same time, when you compare it to its predecessor, which is from FSR AMD, it wasn't on par by far. Now, 2.0 for it is getting better, but much like DLSS 4.5 and 5 that they've been talking about lately, it's not there yet. And like I said before, while it's probably going to be great for games moving forward from the ground up, older games that already have the creative and artistic visions in the games, like Starfield and Resident Evil 9, it just makes the games look worse. And technology is just not there for those games and backwards compatibility stuff. But moving forward, it's probably going to be great.
Yeah. I think that they want to do what DLSS 5 is going to do. I think that, a lot of people criticize it and shit, but Sony, is really licking the lips at this because they know that that's something that Sony PlayStation fans, they're very visual, right? And they like so much graphics and things like that they can't wait to get to that level to go ahead
Now,
and,
I want to also preface this. When they
Yeah.
said, oh, but you can just turn DLSS off. Yes, on PC you can. But when it comes to games that we got just last year, Doom the Dark Ages, that's a perfect example. If you don't have ray tracing on the latest and greatest cars, you can't even launch the game. So
Well,
just keep that in mind. It's going to
I
be a
had to look.
standard
I
and a
had to look
requirement.
that. I had to look into that, but I don't know. Maybe they just patched it or something. Man. Maybe we had to see the situation with that. But yeah, I mean, some of the games are gonna have higher requirements than other games, and that's just how it be. Also, some people still wanna like run like 15-year-old cards. They still wanna do it. I get it. They don't want to, but I mean, maybe it's time to upgrade, bro, because shit be moving, bro. And how we're gonna get better graphics and how we're gonna get better games and how we're gonna continue to move this team forward. We're still stocking old hardware. I'm not saying we
And
should be
let's make no
upgrading every
mistake.
year, but I mean, 15, 20 years is already old.
And
Honestly.
let's make no mistake. When you talk about games innovation nowadays, there's so many mechanics and so many things that are out there that it is almost impossible to make a new game with completely new mechanics and completely original ideas because there's so many games that are out there. But the thing that like Crimson Desert, Expedition 33 that do well, it's because they not only have the mechanics like Power World that incorporate so many different games into it, it's how it's implemented together. Marathon and Highguard tried to do the same thing, but they took the worst aspects of everything and tried to meld it into one when it just doesn't work.
Bro, the funny thing, I'm here on because I saw Desire send me on Discord the playtest for Stale DK. Thank you so much, bro. I'm gonna sign up as soon as I get out of here, from the show. But we got somebody on Twitter when we posted. Remember that I tagged you, Power Boss, and I posted the link to the show and shit. We got this dude posting a copy of Starfield that he has a copy of Starfield on. I don't know if what he's trying to do. Maybe he's trying to make fun of us or something. But fam, they literally buying Starfield left to right. That's the one thing that we are talking about here too. Starfield is number one.
Let's make sure people are getting Starfield for PS5 copies now, but they can't play it until they get that day one patch on PlayStation.
Look, check it out.
I want to say it should drop a day or two before the game actually launches.
Check it out.
Yeah,
Check it
good.
out.
More games
So
for the gamers. That's all.
yeah, we posted this like like the thumbnail, and then we gotta promote the show so people show up.
Yep, yep,
And
yep.
Pablo, let's do it. He showed us his PlayStation collection.
Now
Uh,
that Damian Dixon,
how many copies he got?
he
What the
runs
fuck?
a store,
Oh,
and I saw that post a little while ago yesterday that he actually is saying that they're just getting their copies in stock. Like I said, people are getting their copies, but they can't play it until the day one.
let me
So
have it.
there are people that have review copies for the PlayStation 5 version, but they can't play it yet.
Holy crap! Okay, bro, that's funny as hell. But man, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't trade two gaming studios for upscaling techniques. That's all I'm trying to say here. To me, it's more valuable as a consumer to get games. They're upscaling already. The PC is already doing that, whether it does a great job or not. Who gives a shit? We want games. You are in a dire situation, Sony. You need games. You cannot be, you cannot have the luxury, right, of getting rid of gaming studios at this point. What are you gonna do? These people are
Now,
not gonna
see,
make any game.
we don't know how many studios Nintendo actually employs. They just do their own thing, but they have a few core studios: Zelda, Mario, things like that. And then you have Xbox Studios, which has over 40 now. They can make games from a studio, one game every month for the next 2.5 years, and never repeat from the same studio. When you look at PlayStation, they have 20 maybe, and then they're dropping like flies. They don't have the luxury because they're already putting out only 1 to 2 games a year, and if any of those games fail, the studios are on the chopping block for PlayStation. Let's make no mincemeat about that.
Yeah.
And it's just sad when hey, if they're going to get the studio to help incorporate either games that are out to improve them for any sort of an update, or moving forward helping studios that are making games, that would be fine. But closing 2 studios and then acquiring this one, it shows that PlayStation is struggling.
Yeah, it really goes to show. I mean, they closed 2 studios, they acquired 1. So right there, it seems like, okay, we're gonna sell this so we can buy that, right? That's what it looks like. And then they raise the price of the consoles when they're doing so great. So I mean, if you're doing that great, what are you increasing the price of your product? It doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's the situation that they're in. But they smart. Like, new information just came out. The faction was canceled last minute before it was shown to the public. That the game was developed 80%. Was ready. About 80% ready, and it was heartbroken for the developers to find out last minute that they were getting, literally tanked. And
not to mention that everybody who was playtesting it was enjoying the hell out of it and saying it looked to be a really great game.
Yeah, it's totally a bad decision. And there was a recent interview here with, the director of the multiplayer from Last of Us, Factions. And he was heartbroken in the interview, bro. You could tell that he had poured his heart and soul into this game. And, this totally broke him. So I'm gonna go ahead and look for the bookmark. He has a little bit of a, snippet. It's not like too long, but I'm gonna, if you want to, I put a link, the old interview here, you guys, so you guys can go on the chat if you guys want to save it for later. But yeah, let me go ahead and remove this one or this one, and let's go. Let's hear what he had to say. This is only 3 minutes.
Not to mention, he got told not even 24 hours before the official video trailer was supposed to go up, and how they were excited about it.
This is terrible. And
there's 1,029 people on the Discord trying to fucking. I'm sorry, I'm just losing my shit.
Yeah. So listen, a lot of people think that I hate Sony PlayStation. And I don't because I grew up with Sony PlayStation. Want to make that shit clear. I bought a PlayStation 1 with my own fucking money. I was literally like 17 years old. And, I made some cash and decided to buy myself a PlayStation 1 because I had the Super Nintendo, I had the Sega. I always been a gamer head. Totally enjoy it, even though the games look like ass. Totally enjoy it, and enjoy the PlayStation 2 as well. That one was my favorite one, actually. PlayStation 2, I love the shit out of it. Playing Grand Theft Auto, playing Battle for Def Jam, all the boxing games from back in the day, the Winning 11 soccer games.
Demo. I've got the
everything.
Original PS3
Metal Gear
Slim. That was the special Red God of War edition.
Yeah, I got the PlayStation 3. I have a PlayStation 3 right there.
I had a PS Gen 1 3.
Yeah. So yeah, don't be saying that I hate PlayStation. I just hate how they treat you. That's different. Some of the games I've been waiting for a long time. I don't know, I don't know if they're ever gonna make them anymore. Right? And those were the games like SOCOM was one of my favorite games that PlayStation used to make. They're not making that shit no more. They making some other stupid shit that I don't want to play. So you catch my drift. This is not about hate. It's not about hatred. It's about how they treat you as a customer and the things that they do that at the end of the day, fucks with you. Like same thing with Xbox. They do a lot of shit like that too. And we criticize it here all the time. Like, when they stopped with the FanFest and now they bringing back the FanFest. PlayStation doesn't even have the FanFest.
I want to put this out there, Demo. Everybody's been talking about how, Bungie needs to return to form, back to the Halo days, its predecessor Marathon, previous, generational PC game way back in the day, and how they basically shit the bed on Destiny and Destiny 2. And, now they're trying this with Marathon. I say make Bungie a support studio and have their feet dip into other games and then go back and update Marathon if they don't close by the end of this year and incorporate things that they've learned from other studios and try to get Marathon in a better place.
Okay. We talked about this before we get to, a lot into Marathon. We talked about this.
But let's continue with this guy.
Yeah, we'll get back to it later. But let's hear what the former director of Last of Us Factions had to say.
So I got to direct my own game. I was working on the Last of Us multiplayer, so like a standalone Last of Us multiplayer game. And I've worked on that game for nearly 7 years. Okay, 7 years. Also, if you think about it, I don't want to put all the blame on PlayStation. But you're working 7 years in a multiplayer game, and in 7 years, you only had 80% of it done. That's food for thought. I'm not trying to criticize the guy. I'm just saying sometimes it's like, okay, what have you been doing all this time? You know what I'm saying? So let's be fair. Right? Like if you have a business, Power Boss, and or Desire, and you give a person here, I'm gonna give you $500 so you can get this done in 3 days, and this person says, I need 3 days more, and after the 3 days, he's like, okay, I still got 80% to do. Like, what the fuck do you do? You're like, bro, like stop playing with my money, like get the fuck out, right? Like that's literally that's the rational business decision to make, right? So I wouldn't put all the blame in Sony in this one, but let's hear what he got to say.
After 7 years like this, I would say if it's 80% complete, make sure it has some sort of an end game, get it to like 85%, and then release it to the public and give it an alpha, a beta, pre-test, playtest, service land,
early access type shit. Yep.
Especially as a multiplayer game, and get fan feedback and say, okay, we hear you, we see what we need to do, we see what you guys want, and we see which direction we have to go to finish up and get this out to you. That would be the product, and that would be the smart move.
Right, Power Boss. But there's a caveat to that. Wait till you hear this shit. Okay, let's get going.
So I'd worked on it from 2017 to 2016 roughly to 2023. Unfortunately, the game got canceled. So what happened was during COVID, the game industry saw a huge growth because everyone was at home. So in 2020, money was flooding into the game industry because people are playing a lot more games all of a sudden because they're at home. What else do they
They
have
had
to
an
do?
excuse. They told them you can't do anything else.
Not just that.
Right. So we all know about the spike that the video game industry experienced during 2020. Right? Everything went crazy and everybody started investing in gaming thinking that it was going to be like, even bigger than it already is. It's already big. But I think that they got ahead of themselves and they overspent or over invested in it. And then after they started seeing, a slow decline because people were actually going outside and doing all the things, they started realizing like, damn, maybe we it's time to clean up and try to get some returns because we actually owe it investors. So let's keep going.
That online games specifically saw a huge boost because people wanted to play with their friends. They couldn't see their friends, so they had to play online with their friends. So
Exactly. Gaming, and it's one of the reasons why I love video games. It's one of those things that I have friends that unfortunately they're not here in this country with me. They live, in other countries, in other places, and this is a way that we connect, right? We get together, we play games together, we reminisce. So when we were growing up together, being kids, right? This is our social environment, and I see it this way, and I know a lot of people see it that way. There's some people who don't really want to play with nobody, they want to do their single player games type shit. But I mean, at the end of the day, the majority of people play games to connect with each other. I think that's one of the most beautiful things.
online games got a huge boon. So Sony, along with all the other, Sony is the owner of Naughty Dog. So Naughty Dog is a first-party company of Sony. So Sony decided to put a lot of money into online gaming, like everyone else was. And so that's part of why The Last of Us multiplayer got funding, and we got off the ground, and we made a lot of progress. And the game was doing really, really well internally. We developed it almost to 80% completion. It was very
Okay, so not even 80%, almost to 80%. Okay, could be 75, could be 70, could be 69.
very, very close to done. But then all the forces that pushed the game industry in 2020 were the reasons it started declining in 2022, 2023. So as people returned to the office, suddenly people didn't have as much time to play games. That spending reduced. The economy also went down. And so all that money that flooded into the game industry was not going to be able to sustain because money was getting pulled out. They had to also kind of collapse the spending they'd spent. Like they overspent basically. They were overzealous. And so one of the casualties of that was this game I was directing. Basically, at one point, a decision had to be made. Okay, make this game or make the next game that Neil Druckmann was directing.
Okay, so Neil Druckmann comes into play here, and he was directing one of the Horizon games, I'm guessing. And that's one of the reasons why this game got, sentenced.
No, Neil Druckmann's new game is the Intergalactic.
Ugh.
But he's talking about back in 2023.
Yeah, that's when Intergalactic, I'm sure, started.
Hold up. So it wasn't because it was finishing Horizon, whatever, but it was because of Intergalactic. Makes more sense.
When it comes to Neil Druckmann, it could also possibly be the last complete edition of the Last of Us Remastered that they put out.
Or it could be...
there's a lot of different theories that it could be.
Yeah. It could be the one of the live service games like Concord, too.
Yeah, possibly.
The president of the company. And so kind of naturally, you can understand what happened there. They had to pick the game that was kind of the sole bread and butter of the studio, rather than this experimental game that I was working on that I believe was going to be really big, but unfortunately couldn't see the light of day.
No.
That was a devastating moment for me. Because I spent 7 years working on that game, and it was soul crushing. I remember honestly finding out that I was the director of the game. And to find out that was getting canceled 24 hours before it was announced to the public. That's how I found out about the game getting canceled. And it was just unfortunate. And they have to do that because they have to control the messaging. And
Did that hurt you more than being walked out of the office with your box?
10
Damn. Remember when they walked out? What was it like? Bunny? I forgot her name. Yeah.
times more. Because this
you
is something.
you had
This is something I really cared about.
But you had so much invested in 7 years of
And
investment.
you remember I was telling you.
Investment, yeah.
Remember I was telling you that what inspired me about the games of the '90s was they came from a core inspiration of something from outside of games.
All right. So that's what I had to say. Last minute cancellation with, before he showed it to the public and whatnot. How do you guys feel about this one?
Feel about
Yeah,
what?
it's definitely heartbreaking to see something so passionate that was almost to fruition all of a sudden get, canned. I mean, we look at Bethesda and they're coming out with ES6. ES6 has been in development. It was shown back in 2022, I think is what it was debuted. It's almost been 10 years since the game, the last iteration of Elder Scrolls was made from Skyrim. And that game is still kicking. And Bethesda, we know, makes janky but great games. They're literally the current king of RPGs. Any way you want to look at it. Desire loves the Oblivion game
And Fallout.
and the Fallout series, specifically New Vegas and 3, and that's fine. Me, I'm an old head. I enjoyed Daggerfall back in the day. And that was my go-to because you can
Scorn
do
7
so
years
many
ago.
oh, shut it. But at the same time, when you have games that people are excited for, people are looking forward to playing, that people are enjoying, and you look and see that everything is moving in that direction, and then all of a sudden it's just ripped out from under you, that's heartbreaking that the dev is, put so much time and passion and effort into something that he believes will do good. And then higher ups from him, the parent studio of Naughty Dog says, hey, either make this live service game or move on to the next game. Then, you have to weigh your options. Maybe they shelve the game and don't cancel it. But at the same time, it's just a matter of which direction you want to go. And unfortunately, they chose to completely close his section of the studio and, cancel the Factions game. And people were looking forward to it. And to be fair, it's one of the few games, if The Last of Us is so popular, that might have actually done good for Sony, much like Helldivers 2 did, except this would have been a first-party IP.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Desire? What do you think about this, man? Would you play Factions? Would you be into it?
I mean, I didn't really like Factions, but I understood why people did. I didn't like The Last of Us. I found The Last of Us outside of part 1 to be really bad.
Yeah. Well,
that's just my own personal take on that game.
I mean, Factions didn't sound bad. I think that I would probably rather play Factions than The Last of Us, but mainly because I'm more into multiplayer. That being a survival game. We were talking earlier about State of Decay, so I think it wouldn't be similar.
It would have been better than part 2. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, probably. But maybe it wasn't going to be critically acclaimed. And that's one of the things that they actually won. They want games to be critically acclaimed. It's extremely unfortunate for us as gamers that we didn't get to see Factions. And amongst all the live service games that they canceled, like the Spider-Man, I thought that one looked cool.
Spider-Man one pissed me off that they
canceled it. Yeah, I thought that one would have been cool. Would have been definitely a W for PlayStation if they had delivered. But
that irked me the most,
especially since they just came out the Spider-Man cartoon recently. The third one's about to release soon, and they have all those Spider-Man comics to pull from. It would have literally been a perfect banger for Sony to make a multiplayer game for part 3. I don't like that they were splitting it into 3 parts, but Spider-Man 3 and the multiplayer that was going to go along with it actually looked pretty good, and it could have succeeded.
Yeah. It's really sad for the PlayStation guys that were looking forward to this one. But at the end of the day, I mean, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Like it's not only PlayStation canceling games, it's like the whole industry. We got recent news of Ubisoft canceling some games and laying off people and whatnot. And Xbox also had their cancellations as well. So, I mean, it kind of sucks because, I mean, you think about it, it's a similar situation than Perfect Dark. It was working for 7 years and it wasn't ready. And it's like, like these companies sometimes make like business decisions we don't agree with. But at the end of the day, they're also thinking about their survival, right? So, I mean, not to justify, the thing.
The one thing about Perfect Dark and why that got canceled and why I didn't care that it got canceled is because they didn't actually fucking work on the game.
Yeah. I don't know. Man.
I still think what they showed and what Phil Spencer was playing was more than a vertical slice. Maybe not much more beyond that. It may have just been one level for the entirety of the game showcase and a couple handful of cinematic movie clips, for the trailers and things. But it still could have been a lot further along for how long it was supposedly in development for. And fans really want the next Perfect Dark. I mean, look at how much hype that generated just getting the announcement of it.
Yeah. All right, man. Yeah. Let's talk to the shop, man. Let's see what they're being up to. But yeah, we got
Meat Boy. I hate this game. I love it, but I hate it.
We got Dr. Scott C in the house saying, I was going to buy Crimson Desert, but I'm so hooked on Valheim again that nothing is pulling me away from that. There you go, man. That's a good game that you can spend a bunch of hours playing that. Miguel Diaz in the building is saying, I must say the update of DLSS 4.5 on my 5070, the frame generation latency reduced quite substantially. Wow, there you go. I've been getting the same experience. Maybe that is the new cars that are getting the better benefits. That's something to think about. Love Big B Money A01 is playing NBA 2K26, which is I think is going to come into Game Pass as well. I'm not sure. Oh, either that or it wasn't a heavy discount or something. It looks like my console sales aren't enough. I do believe that. I do believe that console sales are, kind of irrelevant at this point. We got Jules correcting me here. Infinite Wealth. Yeah, like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I got it downloaded and ready and I haven't been able to touch it, man. I'm so sad. I'm so stuck on Crimson Desert. I can't wait to finish it so that I can jump on the other amazing games that we got available, man. A Space Shot in the house is saying premium is a really good value that is purposely being ignored so bloggers can complain about Ultimate. Yeah, Ultimate price is not cool, but thankfully we got premium and we got all the tiers. Now there's a rumor about having another Game Pass tier that is only going to be for the first party Xbox games.
Treon, right?
Yeah, codename Trio.
I thought you were going to talk about the Netflix one as well.
I don't know how I feel about that, bro.
Well, supposedly the Netflix thing is being bundled in with the Treon as the starting tier for the Netflix.
Okay. So if they do a bundle for Netflix and he ends up saving money because I do have Netflix, I can fuck with that. Of course, console sales aren't enough. Sony even said it in their last financial report that hardware sales track their operating income. But people want to pretend the console itself isn't profitable. They were always loss leaders, but the platforms used to sell way more first-party games too. Okay. We got Dr. Scott in the house. Sony software sales are hurting them. Even the decent seller isn't generating enough profit to meaningfully grow. I do believe they're struggling a little bit selling games. Jules in the house. Only game I give a fuck about is potentially Wolverine, God of War remake, and cautiously intergalactic. I was one of the ones who was like kind of excited for Intergalactic, but that girl like really like pissed me off a little bit. I'm still looking forward to it, but not in the same way. Now, God of War remake, I'm totally gonna be checking those out. And I don't know about Wolverine. If it comes to PC,
Wolverine looks like a Spider-Man 2 reskin. If you like Spider-Man 2, you'll probably like Wolverine. To me, it's not going to do any better.
it's not gonna move the needle for
It's
you.
not going to move the needle. The God of War remake trilogy, everybody's happy that they're finally, going back to their Greek saga roots, but they have openly admitted that they're changing the fight mechanics, which I'm not looking forward to seeing and how that's going to be. And Intergalactic, I reserve my judgment until I see more of the game.
Yeah, we need to see more of Intergalactic.
It looks like no more heroes at home again.
Yeah, my bad.
No more heroes.
Space Shot in the house saying eventually all consoles will play games across stores, and when that happens, Sony will market PlayStation as the pick-me console in the market of OEM consoles. And this is something that I've been saying for a long time. It's going to come to the point that compatibility is going to be so easy with technology advancing and all that the whole exclusive or my console play a game that yours can't, it's just going to be stupid at that point. I think it already is, because we're seeing the Series S and the Nintendo Switch playing Cyberpunk.
I just thought of something, Demo.
So fucking dumb.
That Netflix tier subscription thing and codename Tryon. What if that's the code name for the new free Game Pass tier? With the ad support.
With the ads, maybe. Yeah. I would like a Game Pass Ultimate tier, but get off me with the VVox and the Fortnite shit and all the extra shit that I don't need.
I still say, put a price value on everything and make it a toggle of what you want within your service. That would be ultimate.
Thank you. What do you want? Xbox first-party games? This is a starting point. It's $10. Okay. Do you want to add day one third-party games? This costs you another $10. Thank you. That's all I need. I don't need none of all the extra bullshit, the perks, all of that.
Now, for those who play Fortnite and take advantage of the V-Bucks or who haven't bought the
makes sense to you.
Games, go ahead, add it to your subscription. Make it cost $5, $2, $3, $10 here and there. Make it curated. Don't have it more than the current $30 that it's currently enrolled in with Ultimate as it is. If you want PC and console crossplay, then there you go. That's another slider that you can do. And you can, it would be a nickel and dime thing, but you wouldn't get the needless things that you yourself are not going to take advantage of.
Right. We got Lycos 45 here saying Phantom Blade Zero. Thank you for correcting us. Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero was the game that I was talking about that I said that it looked better than Satos. Straight up. Onimusha Way of the Sword. I'm way more excited, says Jules. Yeah, that's right. When we're talking, that's what when we were talking about Satos, right? Being possible game of the year according to some previews from I don't know. Dr. Scott is saying, I skip PlayStation 4, skip PlayStation 5, zero FOMO, I buy Returnal, Spider-Man, Tsushima, and deep discount, but I have too many games, too little time already. Facts, bro. Too many games to be like handling these many ecosystems. I'm perfectly comfortable within the Xbox and the PC and my VR, which is gonna get some playtime today because I'm going to the gym, sauna, steam room, pool, and after that I'm going over to my in-laws and we're having dinner today and with the family. So I'm bringing my VR because I do want to check out the new Ninja Turtle game that came out in the VR. And what is this guy, the superhero game, bro? I forget I'm sure, bro, I'm having brain farts. Bro, what the fuck is this game? The Deadpool game. Yeah, I can't wait to try it out on the VR. That's gonna be dope.
It's different.
Yeah, you tried it?
Got its moments, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be trying that shit today. So I'm excited for that, man. I'm super excited. Eternal D87 in the building as well. What's going on, Bobby? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Anyways, I'm more excited for the Xbox game this generation than PlayStation first-party games. Wow.
I hate Super Meat Boy.
Oh, Super Meat Boy also came out and it dropped on Game Pass. I
I
wonder,
was
Power
watching
Buzz,
Steam Money play that last night. It looks pretty
bro.
fun.
I wonder why that game didn't get the Astrobot treatment.
Because it's got a loyal fan base that people have been waiting for years for it. No!
Think about it. Astrobot got glazed to the fucking moon. And this game literally does the same shit that Astrobot. Like,
It does it
probably
better
even
than
better.
Astrobot because it's actually 3-dimensional, not just running platformer type stuff.
yo, like I'm telling you, this game looks dope. I have it already downloaded too. I haven't been able to play.
Same.
Sucks.
And
Yeah,
I'll
bro.
get my PC back and play it on my PC too.
Yeah, for sure. We got Lycos45 saying Mortal Shell 2 looks awesome. It does look awesome. I'm not even into Souls like. It looks dope. Jules saying, and I still haven't played Yote because it's 90 Canadian dollars and I am paying full price for that bullshit because of dynamic pricing. God damn. 90 Canadian, well, $70, right? I guess. Eternal D87 saying Mortal Shell is gonna be something real special. It looks fun, Jules, for sure. It looks beautiful. Eternal D87 Mortal Shell will look incredible on PC. I think it's gonna be looking good everywhere, dude. Keon 1675, we were showing Mortal Shell, dude. Mortal Shell 2. Who else is in here, bro? You guys went ham in the comments. That's a lot of comments. It's gonna be hard to go through all of them, but I do my best. Seeing Sears. Sorry guys, I went on and pulled the trigger on Karateka. It's on sale now for under $10. The nostalgia bug beat me bad with that one. Karateka. I have to check that one out. What is that, like a fighting brawler type game? That's what it sounds like. Let me know in the comments. Imagine when graphics finally hit a permanent ceiling. If gameplay is already hitting a ceiling, when graphics finally do, what would differentiate games then? Wow. I think it's gonna come down to, like, you know, how creative you can get, and
Yeah, like I
story.
mentioned, it's mechanics that are already in games previously and that have been released over the years and decades. That it's how developers take those mechanics and incorporate them into new and interesting ways in games moving forward. It's combining them correctly.
Right. We've got both Alpha Wolf saying, I think innovation is getting a little stagnant. Yeah, I don't think we've hit a gameplay ceiling. I think Crimson Desert, right? And I know it borrows from a lot of games, but it's like, in my opinion, the complete package. I think the only thing that you can actually craft to here. But yeah, you can farm, you can have your own base, you have your survival elements, and you can cook, and you can mess around, create even your own skin, like your own dye for your clothes. You can like put it together and decide based on the ingredients that you use, what colors are you gonna, dye your clothes with. He offers puzzles, boss fights. Okay, so when you're playing against a bunch of enemies like normies, it's a hack and slash, right? And brawler, beat 'em up type shit. You can play even as a wrestling game if you want to, right? And then when you play a boss, it becomes a Souls-like, right? Sort of. So I think this game is showing that creativity, that you can still be creative in game design. And the world, I don't know, Pablo, if you've seen the vistas and the landscapes that you can find here, everything is so handcrafted. Everything is so fucking detailed. Look at this part. Bro, this game is on another level. So I do believe I do have a couple of games in mind that are coming. And one of the other ones is a Chinese game. I don't know if you've seen it. It is a fighting game similar to Where Wings Meet. It looks sort of like that, but it's like sort of like the Avatar. They do this.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that recently.
Yeah, I can't remember the name right now because I'm really bad with names. But bro, that looks incredible too. And I think the gaming could still advance, and developers can still be creative. We got games that came out last year, like for example, Schedule One. That was super creative. I wasn't expecting that one to hook me, and it was like in my top 5 game on the favorite games last year. And it was creative. You're basically a drug dealer. You are, slanging dope and joining gangs and stuff. So it's like, what? Like, what? Like, what the hell is going on? So that was interesting. They can get creative, dude. Like, it's just a matter
Jules
of like
says the God Slayer. That was the name of the game.
the God Slayer. Yeah, thank you, Jules. Bro, looking forward to play that one. I like. Look, the reason I play video games, everybody knows this, because I like doing cool shit that I can do in real life. That's it. The Archangel Nexus in the house saying, can someone finally say it? Sony dragged their feet to game as a service funding years ago. They missed the train, and now their studio have no backup funding. There you go. That's a great point, Archangel. Really, 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 like nothing but facts, bro. Bold Alpha Wolf saying PlayStation is struggling with games as a service because single player is their pedigree, and also their fan base. You know how they be.
Well, let's not forget that the PlayStation system had great multiplayer games. SOCOM, for instance, was one. They tried with Foam Stars. They tried with so many other games, and Killzone, Shadowfall. It was great games that they had. They just didn't continue with the franchise.
Yeah, they didn't continue, nurturing those games, and as a result, they ended up being forgotten. Jules, with an interesting statement here, she said, "That's why PlayStation 5 is my last system." Wow. I mean, can you drop down there in the comments? How can they win you back? I mean, that's interesting.
Sly Cooper and Jack and Daxter and Infamous.
Woo! Infamous needs a sequel, bro. That game was dope. I don't know why.
Games deserve respect. I'm tired.
4.
I'm pissed. Make the damn games.
There was 4 Infamous games, Desire.
Oh,
because you forget about First Light.
Yeah. Archangel in the house as well. He's saying a lack of real life service effort doing the first live service boom screw PlayStation AAA projects down the road. And she said because first party is lacking as hell. And look, Sony PlayStation fanboys will tell you first party is fine and all that, but even a blind man can see that they're struggling, Space Shot. It's a nice story, but I'll be hard pressed to believe a great game is canceled. We have Concord, Marathon, and plenty of bad games that get released. There's so nostalgia being tapped into here. Oh wow, that's interesting. That's an interesting point, dude. At least for the Spider-Man multiplayer, the league said they need 2 teams to rotate between seasonal content. I mean, that's the thing, dude. Like, if you were doing a live service game, you need a team full-time giving you content, like creating new stuff and updating the games. Maybe they thought that multiplayer was going to be like back in the day, games would release with 0 updates. I remember one of the first games that got DLC back in the Xbox 360 was Battlefield Bad Company. You got the Vietnam DLC that you had to buy separate, right? But before that, games will come out and have no updates. Like, you get what you get and that's it. There's no new maps. There's no DLC. That's it. You get that you have to wait until the next one. Remember that shit, Power Boss? But now we got constant updates and, it's a different ballgame. Xbox makes single-player games that come with free live service experiences, but Sony can walk and chew gum. Why? It has to be the money and the lack of live service player base. The perfect example is a game like Halo and Gears. You think about it, Halo 5. Let's go back to Halo 5. They dropped a bunch of fucking things to do in Halo 5, throughout the life cycle. I know that it wasn't as popular, but you think about it, they did. The same thing with Gears. They added maps. They added, different modes. They added high busters. So with Forza, they added a bunch of DLC. And all the time they keep on updating the games. That's true.
Don't forget, when it comes to Halo, 90% of the best of the gameplay was the Forge mode, where players can make their own maps and do their own fun things with it.
Mhm.
That's where the bread and butter for Halo shined as well. And they took that away with Infinite.
Wow, Space Shot with another, like strong statement. He said, if Spider-Man multiplayer was fun, they have finished it. For all we know, there were probably problems. Bad games get released all the time. That's true. I just think Sony wasn't working against the service without taking the time to create it, like COTs or Grandeur or Elder Scrolls Online. And that you nailed it, dude. I think that's it. I think they just want to release the game, be super popular, and not having to do nothing and just having make money passively for them. And that's a mistake. Live service game takes a lot of work and, a lot of care, actually. So a lot of people really hate games as a service, but a game like, for example, like Call of Duty gets criticized all the time. But the amount of content they give you, bro, cannot be denied. Whether you like what they're giving you or not, that's another $100. But they do give you a lot of content. Games like Fortnite gives you a lot of Apex Legends content, constantly dropping new modes, new skins, new everything for to keep the players engaged. And that's one of the reasons why these games are successful, because they continue to nurture the fan base and, the fan service and all of that. And that's very important when it comes to live service games. It takes a whole lot of dedication and passion to make these games, good. I mean, there's some other companies that don't have the resources to maintain these games. And, I'm not saying the live service games are the way to go and that every game should be live service, but they should definitely have a little bit more respect for these games and the amount of work that it takes to maintain them and keep the player base engaged. Like, they had to go crazy with it, man. And I feel like a part of one part of the gaming community hate the live service games because we have bad experiences in the past, like Concord, right? But not every game has to be Concord. Take a look at other games like Fortnite and Apex Legends and even Call of Duty Warzone. Regardless of how you feel about them, people still playing. They're extremely popular, and there's a true fan base behind these games. And when the next one comes out, the next Apex Legends, a lot of people are gonna jump in. When the next Fortnite or the next version of Call of Duty drops, a lot of people are gonna keep playing. They're gonna complain, but a lot of people are gonna play. And the same thing with all the games that are not even first-person shooters, because live service, you could have all the games that are live service that not necessarily had to shoot. You have games like Throne on Liberty, right? That constantly receives updates, and they're not the best, whatever game, but they continue to improve the game after patch. And it's a beautiful thing to see if you watch a game grow from the get-go. Like a game like Apex Legends is like, wow. Like when I first tried it in 2019, well, when you go and you play it now, the difference is humongous, right? You could argue there's cheaters and, there's some bullshit that you don't want, but the improvement is there. The same thing with, with games like Fortnite. The Fortnite that started to the Fortnite that we get now is insane. I don't even like Fortnite, but, kudos to them for keeping the game alive for so long and, keeping it nice and fresh for people to hop in, whether you're a new or old player. And I think that they deserve a little bit more respect for that, though. But at the same time, it's up to the developers to get creative and also come up with their own way of giving you.
Let's not forget that
service.
Epic also had that 1,000-person layoff of.
Oh yeah. But I still went ahead and claimed the 2 free games this week. That's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna tell you that much. I know that it was kind of messed up. Actually, it was really messed up that they had that delay. But what can you do, man? That's how it be in this industry. People go through delays. And I've seen some people saying that Fortnite is in trouble. Like, bro, Fortnite is not in trouble. Fortnite gets about 1 million players daily. Go ahead and look it up.
Well,
Fortnite is not in trouble.
About the people that they laid off, a lot of them were the top and original people from Fortnite.
You know what's happening? That Unreal Engine 5 is not like what they thought that it was gonna be. They thought everybody was gonna go
they're
ahead and
already
pick up.
talking about Unreal Engine 6.
Yeah. Oh, of course they're gonna make another one, but it wasn't as successful as they thought it was gonna be. At the beginning of the generation, if you think about it, a lot of people were using it, but a lot of more developers now are using either their own engine or they are, fiddling with different engines. This game right here, right, doesn't use Unreal Engine 5, and a lot of the games that are coming out don't even like touch Unreal Engine 5, and they coming out well optimized. This game is well optimized on PC and console both. Came out way better optimized than games like Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma was a mess at the beginning. It was a mess. I love the game. I really enjoy it. I finished it and everything, but it was a mess when it first came out, when it came to the performance, right? But this one came and I had no issues with it. The same thing with Borderlands. Borderlands came out, it was a mess. And other Unreal Engine games came out, they've been a mess. And it's the thing. Unreal Engine is super easy for the developers. All the assets are already made. So they go ahead and drop the game like that. But they forgot that, okay, you're using the engine for this type of game, you need to optimize it. You need to clean up. You need to make sure that, the game runs well too. It's not like just putting everything that Unreal Engine gave you and dropping it like that. You have to clean up. And I think the last part of the process is what was missing in the engine, and maybe for, the next iteration of Unreal Engine 6, I'm sorry, they can fix some of that when it comes to optimization, make it easier for developers. But how much easier is Unreal Engine going to make it for you, though? They give you like everything done, animations, assets, like buildings, landscapes, textures. I don't know what else developers want. I think ultimately it comes down to the developers either being lazy or not having enough funds to drop the game, at the time that they actually need to drop it. And they do what you were talking about, Paul Boss. Okay, we drop it now, even though we know it's not ready 100%. And then along the way, we find out what needs to be done to get this game to where we want it to be, right? So,
Absolutely.
It's just a lot of shit. But yeah, I think the failure, not failure, but like they didn't reach where they want to reach with, with Unreal Engine. I think that's the bulk of the layoffs, not so much Fortnite, developing team, because they're doing good. They're still like, Fortnite's been around for a long time, dude. Is it been 10 years yet? I think it's been 10 years. I think it's been 10 years since Fortnite came out, and it's still getting 1 million players daily. Like, well, go ahead and roll that.
It was PS4 and Xbox One, so yeah.
Yeah, when I say 1 million players, I'm saying they're getting 1 million players, all platforms combined. Okay, all platforms combined. It's not just PlayStation or Xbox or PC. No, everything combined. Go ahead, look it up. Over 1 million players daily. To put it into perspective, Marathon barely makes it to 30,000 on Steam. And Steam has 70% of the players, Marathon players, already came out, the news and everything. So I wonder how many they got on console. Maybe 15 and between 15 PlayStation, 15,000, and maybe like 10,000, 8,000 on Xbox. So, think about it, man. Shit's getting real, dude. We got CSM 101 T series. They said a while back factions wasn't feasible because they would have to pull devs away to cover live service updates, and it was.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah, and it was a choice. There you go. They are squandering resources, and that's what I keep on saying, dude. Like, people get this idea PlayStation is reigning supreme, but the resources are limited. They're not Microsoft. They don't have limited resources like Xbox. Even though Xbox have their own like limitations, like they still got Microsoft as a parent company to back them up. So that's what's going on. We spent 7 years working on something great, and then we realized we couldn't do it. But then Concord comes out. Look, I think the guy's telling his true perspective, but the overall story, nah. And it makes sense, dude. It makes sense. And maybe that's why at least Concord came out, because it wasn't ready or it wasn't good. But they were like, we're already here too far. Let's drop it. I think they should have done the same thing with Faction. Drop early access games, bro. Like, early access is such a lifesaver. I give you a perfect example of a early access game that I bought day one, and today is a completely different game. Is Great Zone Warfare. It's an extraction shooter that started as a pre alpha, like early in development. They dropped it for like $20. I picked it up. Today the game this week actually the game received an update that completely changed the whole shit. I already got it, and it's so much better than it was before already. It's insane how much of a change he's done. He even broke the records, right? Concurrent player records. He got to 30,000 players on Steam for the first time, and look, people are coming back to playing the game. And now when the game receives the Xbox, the update, they might even break, their concurrent player record again, because they continue to improve, added new things to the game. People already have it, bought it for the cheap. And you got the new people who are joining through word of mouth, because they watch the favorite content creator covering, or because just seen a sale on Steam. And it's supposedly coming to consoles as well. And it's really amazing, bro. Y'all should check it out. Anyways, guys, we got Ryer Gaming. Wow, this was a long time I didn't see these, bro. Shout out to you, Ryer, man. He said Nvidia said PC gamers are not enough and went to AI. Well, it's happening everywhere, dude. I think the AI thing with gaming is not stopping anytime soon. And this is not only in graphics, but it's gonna come down to gameplay. It's gonna come down to things that are gonna be happening as we play the game that AI will be doing. And it's just like it has a bunch of applications, and it's not stopping. I've been saying this a long time. If you don't like AI, and if you don't care for AI, if you despise AI, because I know a lot of people really, really, really hate it, man, like you better start looking for another hobby. And even if you were into another hobby, AI is taking over too. You are into cars, great.
I put this post out. It was like a 17 long post that I made demo a while back, a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I explained that if you hate AI, that means you hate gaming, period. Yeah. Because AI has been in video games since its inception. Whether it's a simple script to say, okay, if you're going to target this, then this is going to be the action and outcome. But the only thing is now, with when you get to subcategories of AI, like generative AI, it's just still the same fundamental thing. It's just changing the way it does. That's why I'm not against things like AI art or AI helping you in video games and things like that. But it doesn't mean that it's going to fundamentally change what AI is or how it works. Yo, what's up, Lemon? Nice to see you here.
Yeah, AI, bro. Like, I'm into cars. Well, I used to be into cars heavily, not anymore because not in the streets anymore like that. But even if you're into cars, like now people show up with a Tesla and like, bro, like that shit has some AI all over.
Even with cars, you're talking about cars that drive themselves through the cloud. You have automatics and manual transmissions. You have electric and gas. There's so many different choices of cars.
And cars that park themselves and drive themselves. So
exactly.
The Mercedes, the Series, not the Series S, but the S Class, gives you massage, and when you sit down, the 550, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, not long ago, the homie came and picked me up in one of those, and I sat down, bro. It was funny because he was laughing. I sat down and the seat squeezed me. Like he grabbed me. Like the seat grabbed me. Like I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like pause. Like what the what are you trying to do to me? And then that shit started giving me a massage. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? What a flex, yo. That was crazy. But yeah, man, like everything is changing. It's just a matter of like adapt or that's it, or get off like literally. Is there anything that we haven't talked about? Oh yeah, shit. Like the most important part of the show we forgot to talk about. And dude, Gears of War is getting their own direct
that looks to
the
be
June.
absolutely outstanding. That
Yeah.
I want to see how long both of the presentations are going to be, because that's going to be amazing. They're actually going to be showing gameplay of Gears E-Day, and that's going to be wild. People are literally going to see what direction the game is going to be taking for the prequel, and that's just only part of, a small part of what's going to be shown throughout that. Like I said, I want to see how long both the showcases are going to be, but man,
holy crap. Okay, so we got the Xbox games showcase announced for June 7th. It's right there. We're only like 1 month away, right? 2 months away. We got
2 months,
Gears. Yeah, 2 months. Gears of War E-Day direct immediately following the Xbox games showcase, dude. Power Boss, how excited are you for this?
Like I said, I want to see how many games are shown. I want to see how long the show is going to be. If I get my computer back, which by then I should, 2 months down the line, be able to stream this myself. It's on a Sunday. There's absolutely nothing deniable. Subnautica 2 actually is supposed to either make an appearance here or be released before this in early access. There's some things going on with that development going on, but let's also not forget about the April Fools. Some bigger news that came out. Nintendo, of all things, losing their patent cases in the U.S.
Yeah, child. Yeah. The Nintendo.
People think that this isn't going to affect the Japan patents either, when this is literally what they were building their case on against Power World in Japan. Without these, they're not going to get any traction in Japan. 2 of the 3 have already been dismissed.
Yeah, they got beat at their own game, dude. They literally did. And that I hate patents in video games. I think it's kind of ridiculous, because imagine patenting something like jumping. Like, bro, like you're not gonna like, come on, bro. Like it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. And I get it. People want to protect their creativity, but at the same time, it's like, why? Like, how is this gonna break a game, or you know what I mean, or make your game like? All you gotta do is make better games, dude. That's it. Make good games and don't worry about what the next person is doing. That's my opinion. I mean, they're not copying your whole story and they're not copying your whole concept. Like Power World came out and you had there like a little bit of Pokemon elements, but that wasn't the whole game. That wasn't what the game was popular. The game was popular because
literally only a small part of the game if you think about it.
Yeah. It's not like they picked up the whole thing and make it a whole Pokemon story. No, the game has its own thing going for them.
Exactly.
Honestly.
And they're adding more all the time to it still. And the 1.0 is set to release sometime this year. So if it's not before this, I expect that to be showing up at this showcase too, even though it's not Xbox first party.
Yeah. Oh, shit. We got 108 Dragons TV. What's going on, player? I'll be in LA on FanFest for this. Oh, you're going to the show? Woo! Fire, bro. I wish I could go. And they taking the FanFest to Australia, I think the UK. They're gonna have a few venues for it.
I think they said they're having 7 events world tour.
So doesn't this make you feel like they trying to like change things up a little bit here with Xbox? At least Asha Sharma came with a different energy. Maybe she's like trying to rebrand the Xbox a little bit, make it a little bit more like what it used to be, more instead of trying to be for everybody, be a little bit more for Xbox fans. And I think that's great because I do believe they sort of like neglected their fan base, especially after canceling last year FanFest. And also, I mean, there's a debate for exclusives, which we know how I feel
Well,
about
also
this.
remember how many studios Xbox has that are having their anniversaries this year. You got Blizzard, you've got Xbox itself, you have Bethesda, and that's just 3 of the big ones. That's not including all the others that they have. I think there's like 6 or 7 studios that are having their anniversary this year.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for E-Day. So I'm about to download Gears 5 again and starting my training because I love to wall bounce and do all that flashy shit. I need to be ready. And if they show E-Day, well, they will show E-Day in June. In my opinion, this game comes out by September. I think it'll be out. It should be out by September, October, the latest. So, super excited to play some Gears. Now, State of Decay live test is popping now. Gonna sign up. Xbox is really on a stride here. They're really doing this thing.
A3 link in the chat for those who want to go and check it out.
Yeah, go ahead and sign up for the test, man. Let's try it out. Let's test it. I love doing this because this is where you give the developers proper feedback so they can tweak and fix and you let them know about bugs and shit. So it's amazing. It's an amazing thing, and you also get to try the game, which is like the icing on the cake. But yeah, man, I'm excited for that. How excited are you for Gears, Desire? If you by chance are interested?
Of course, I'm interested in Gears. What? I played Gears since it first came out.
Yeah,
I love my Gears.
Are you gonna do single player? Or are you gonna do the multiplayer as well?
All of them, yes.
Horde mode. I love horde mode. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay.
I love my survival, games where you have to last as long as you can. I mean, that's why I like Call of Duty's Black Ops 6, 7 Zombies so much. Vampire Survivors is a perfect example. Roguelike elements where whatever you do, you take over into the next run, or you have the ability to have something up in the next run. I love those types of games. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what this does. Gears of War, the Hive Busters. I was really into that for a little while. I'll probably go back to it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that this is gonna be an amazing showcase. I'm super hyped up. This is a 25th anniversary, so it means something. And I think they're going to have a lot of games that they're gonna show, similar to what we had in 2020. They show a lot of games that were further. Right, we're gonna have that, but we're gonna have some immediate ones that are dropping between this year and the next one, I think. So I'm super excited to see more Fable in there. Hopefully, they show a little bit more because I think that it'll. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, why are they gonna show it again?" Yeah, we want to see it again. We want to see a little bit more. Every time that they show it, they show us something new, right? So I kind of want to see a little bit more of Fable. I seen Lycos45 saying that he hopes that they show a little bit of Blade. There were some rumors about Blade being in the showcase and being around the block for release as well. So keep that in mind. State of Decay, and I was looking forward to see maybe like Fallout. Please, at least one of the remasters. Because I do want to play some Fallout, but the graphics are getting old as fuck, bro. So maybe Fallout 3 and New Vegas remaster or remake. I don't know what the hell they want to do. That'll be great. And
when I look at a game to like purchase, like Power Worlds or State of Decay or things like that, I look for replayability, things that I can really sink time into. That's why I like Skyrim so much. That's why I even like Diablo 2 and 3 so much, is because you can play the game twice and it can literally never be the same game twice. And when you look at it, that's where mods come in, because mods, you can always add in new content, even though, it's only a small aspect of the game. You're not going to change, 100% fundamentals on most occasions, but even things like Fallout 4, you can mod in entire quest lines, you can mod in entire NPCs and characters
Fallout
and
4,
things to
Fallout
do.
London.
And there you go, Fallout New London. That was a great mod that people came out with, and it's only getting better. And they are recently there was some news recently about Skyblivion that's supposed to be really, really good.
Insane, dude. I just can't wait to see what the hell they're gonna show. But yeah, man, we're gonna live on that note. Thank you so much for coming through, you guys. Shout out to Chad. You were amazing today, man. Shout out to Jules, Lycos, Space Shah, Archangel showed up. We got Bold Alpha Wolf, bro. Like, man, all of you guys E-Rank. We got Eternal, D87, bro. Riot Gaming, bro. Bold Alpha Wolf. All of you guys, man. I'm sorry I couldn't mention you. All of you, thank you so much for hanging out with us this Friday. I can't wait to see you next time. I probably won't have a video upload in a while because I'm super caught up with work and everything. This month is insane.
Next Friday we're gonna have some big news to talk about, because Starfield releases in 4 days on PS5,
and we also got the new DLC as well, man. Bro, I need to finish Crimson Desert. It's fucking sad that I won't be able to play today at all, bro. Oh my God, it's killing me inside. And tomorrow I won't be able to play at all as well, because I'm going to my in-laws, to my father-in-law, that is somebody's birthday over there on this side. And we're going to spend the day over there in the pool and all that. And it's just like, yeah, it's nice to be outside, but I kind of want to like play in Crimson Desert. So I'm looking forward to Sunday, spending all of Sunday from sun up to sundown, playing Crimson Desert to see if I can maybe get to chart.
And I'm gonna take a quick trip to see about my PC, if I can get it back or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to be on my Xbox when I get home.
All right, that's what's up. What about you, Desire? What you been up to?
Just playing games.
Super Meat Boy.
And work. Really is about it.
All right, man. Thank you for coming through. Go ahead and follow Desire, bro. He has 3, right? Was it 3 soul videos this week?
Yeah, 3 Salt videos this weekend, and for those that are excited, I'll be playing Dustborn if I pass a certain somebody in subs.
Oh shit! Okay. I like that. I like that.
That's right. Good. That's right.
That's awesome.
You know who that certain somebody is. Everyone knows.
That's
who that
just
somebody is.
extremely bad choice. Desire. I can't believe that's what you made your goal for.
Hey! It's an honest decision.
Damn, bro. I don't know, bro.
now here's the question: Are you going to be playing it to completion?
Yes.
Oh my.
Okay. Not 100%, but to completion.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Be careful what you say during the stream. You don't want to be canceled.
Oh no, it's not going to happen. I can't pass the guy who's paying for subs on the internet.
Oh shit. It's on then. I like it. All right, man. You guys have a great weekend. Stay off of Twitter.
Oh, you got one more super chat.
Oh, it's a new super chat. I didn't see it, man. My bad, man. We got 108 Dragons TV with the 5. Really appreciate that. He said Xbox games all didn't hit on PlayStation. Might turn back some game, but Xbox players have to buy games and stop Scream exclusives and don't buy. Facts. I think that the whole thing about buying games, it goes down to buy the games that you really want to play. I see a lot of people online saying I bought this and I bought that, but they haven't even touched it. And that's a really, really, really sad thing. You know, I would say, like, I was excited for Crimson Desert, for example.
I love that game.
It's a game that I was going to buy regardless. I saw the reviews being a 78, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I want to play this game because of the shit that you do, where it has a mid story or shallow gameplay or something. That's for me to find out. Turns out that the fucking reviewers were wrong, And I was right. I went with my gut and my gaming instincts, and I found a game that I don't care if it's going to be Game of the Year. I don't care if it gets a 95 or a 70 or people talk shit about it. It's my fucking game of the year so far. It's the game that I enjoyed the most this year, period. I don't need to be listening to nobody to buy the game or buy games or whatever. I can make my own decisions. So that's what I would go with, Dragon. I would say, yeah, like support the games that you want, but the ones that you actually want to play, not just buying like 3 copies of Starfield because I want to support Bethesda or something. Like, that's not the right way to go about it. I know what you're trying to say, though. But yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Hope to see you guys soon. On that note, I'll see you on the next one. It's your boy, Devil Flow. Check it out.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah.
Ra. Yo, Chico, boy. Ra. Hey. Demo Flow Gaming.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm back.
Ra, ra,
Toma.
ra.
Boom, boom, boom.
Listen, yo, Chico in the house, papi.
Woo.
Dale. Yeah. Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over there.
Yes.
Ponies over there. Yeah. Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Oh.
Ponies over here, ponies over there. Ponies over there. Ponies over there. Ponies over here, ponies over there. I smell caca, ponies everywhere. They don't play no games, only do their console sales. It's because ponies ain't got shit to tell. Ask about the best, but I haven't played. That's what I hear the ponies tell me every day. Ponies be so silly, but I had no pity. They dissed us for the decade, but now Xbox leady. Now they got no games, karma is so weird. You wish that on Xbox you even volunteer. Instead of play with Smith, filled with PC ports, third-party games saying you're your pony love. Waiting for Forza that's almost 5 years old. Copying for remasters, damn that shit is cold. Do it for the plastic and all the pony blow. That's why Sony got you spending all your dough.